as the prices and everything with WWE continues to go up, the ratings go down. And less people are showing up to the shows until nobody is around. The storylines are bad and creative is a wreck. And there's one person to blame, and that's Paula Vick. Man, I would love to be a fly on the wall when Netflix has their meetings about the Fed and their performance. I guarantee they're wishing that they treated them like that contagious virus and stayed far away from them. This company is dead, dog. 100,000 viewers, poof, disappeared in thin air, and it's crazy. What's even crazier is the OTC, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, was on both of these shows, and it literally made no difference. Now, everybody know Roman Reigns usually one of the biggest draws in WWE. Netflix using viewership is not a Roman Reigns problem. This is a creative problem. The creative direction on Raw on Netflix has been completely lifeless. One of the biggest stars, Obafemi, comes off a huge WrestleMania moment and immediately goes back to open challenges. The Vision storyline has went completely blind ever since Braun Breaker traded on Seth Rollins for the first time. It just haven't felt the same since. The Judgment Day should have broke up years ago. The storyline is still dragging on, no emotion left, and it's just not over anymore. And the Bloodline becoming one of the most repetitive storylines in professional wrestling history. No fresh angles, no new direction, just the same thing year after year after year after year. Look at this, y'all. Roman Reigns still hasn't had one match on Raw since he faced Solo Sikoa. That is crazy, man. Honestly, the best thing about Raw right now is the newer talent. Ethan Page, Sol Ruka, Javon Evans, and a few others. The problem is it's gonna take way better creative to actually get these guys over. You got other potential stars coming up from NXT, and WWE somehow already found ways to botch the creative for them before it even starts. This dude, Mason Rook, somehow has the same first name and same exact theme song as an ex-WWE wrestler from years ago. You literally can't make this up. I'll have the link in the description of this, man. Let me know what y'all think about it. Raw on Netflix is some of the most lifeless television I've seen in my life. Crackdown is some of the most infuriating television I've ever seen in my life. Dog, I don't know which one to pick. Horrible creative or creative that's just get repeated over and over and over and over again. Triple GPT, bro, can't stop glitching and generating the same prompts for Paula Vick to pass down a creative. Now, I'm gonna be real, at least Crackdown would do something so stupid it pisses you off. Raw, it's like they're not even trying to do anything, good or bad. They're literally not doing nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. Both are horrible choices. It's like choosing between poison or starvation. Like choosing between a migraine or a toothache. The Fed has no clue what they're doing on either show, man. Now, if you could name two people that represents WWE creative right now, it'd be, I don't know, Dumb and Dumber! You can literally pick anything else on Netflix and it'd probably be more entertaining. So the Swerve Strickland saga continues, man. He goes on X and posts a video about him not being on Dynamite, how AEW management is holding him back. And it's like, dude is treating accountability like spam calls and completely trying to avoid it at all costs. What world is this guy living in? To a top AEW talent, he tried to put on a shelf back to back, invite you on Dynamite. Man, the only place you should be invited to is a jail cell. I'm gonna show y'all this.
What's going on, everybody? This is Swerve Strickland here, former AEW World Champion, and I'm just gonna, get some things off my chest and address what I said on Twitter earlier this week about asking questions about me being on television. So actually, you know what? As you can see, everybody, I'm not at AEW right now. I'm not at AEW Dynamite tonight in Asheville, North Carolina. I'm here at home because of AEW management. They want to keep me away from TV. I've been shooting the last couple promos that you see off-site. I haven't been at AEW TV. AEW management is responsible for that. You know, shout out Tony Khan. Thank you for having me doing some ambassador work for WBD. Thank you for sending me to the NFL draft to do the Jacksonville Jaguars 4th round pick with Roger Goodell and everybody. I appreciate that. But you're keeping me away from doing my freaking job. And that's getting in the ring and hurting people. The longer I'm away from the ring, the longer I'm away from championship gold. And you are keeping me away from doing what I do best, and that's hurting people. And that's why they're banning me from AEW Dynamite, because they're afraid of what I'm going to do to Bandito. They're afraid of what I'm going to do to the rest of the people on the staff in the locker room of All Elite.
Now, even though this probably wasn't my best judgment, I recently decided to speak out about this on X and remind him he literally tried to put Kenny Omega back on the shelf, tried to smash Brody King's head through a cinder block, and maybe that's the reason why he's been off TV the past few weeks. Can you imagine somebody blatantly breaking the law then being shocked they got arrested, or you playing in the NBA and you got 2 technical fouls and you're so surprised you got ejected? Dog, the rules are the rules. AEW building this company since 2019. Why will they run the risk of something going left on national TV because you're obsessed with wanting power? Look at all the controversy that happened with him and Hangman Adam Page and what it led to. People getting slammed on cinder blocks, syringes getting stabbed in a man's cheek, houses getting burnt down, and everything else. AEW is where the best wrestler. I don't know what this guy is trying to turn this into. Dog, ever since he came back and he got the new entrance music, something just feels different, and the more I think about it, Swerve is actually the perfect name for him. Oh, why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? Think about it. He's been going in the wrong direction. Oh, why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? Exclusively on BobbyMonsoon.com. Y'all asked for it and it's here. The Why You Say That t-shirt. I want to thank everybody that's copping the merch, that's liking, commenting, subscribing, hyping, everybody in my lives multiple times in the week, all the people in the chat. I want to thank everybody, man. Y'all really helped the channel grow. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. BobbyMonsoon.com. The Why You Say That shirt now. Back to the content. Dynamite started off with a fire segment. This was kind of funny, man. MJF walking in the back past an AEW staff and some wrestlers with bald heads, man. MJF getting a little nervous, y'all. MJF thinking it might be time to cut his head bald at Double or Nothing. Now, I showed y'all the picture with MJF with a bald head. I think bro could pull it off, to be honest, man. But the thing is, will it actually happen? I don't think so, dog. This is just a funny, cool way to build up the Double or Nothing, but we all know what's gonna happen, man. Darby Allin, he's been fighting week after week after week, putting blood, sweat, and tears, putting his body on the line for the company, which is no different. But to see him do it at this rate, back to back to back to back to back on Collision Dynamite, dog. We haven't seen a man defend his title like this in a very long time on either company. So much respect to Darby Allin, but the title reign will be ending at Double or Nothing, unfortunately. Now, the next match you had Orange Cassidy, the Young Bucks, Cage and Cope going over FTR, the Dogs, and Tommaso Ciampa. This was a fire match to start off Dynamite. This was a good match to build to Double or Nothing. Adam Copeland, Christian Cage versus FTR. Everything on the line. I quit match. If Christian Cage, Adam Copeland loses, then they can never be a tag team again. So this was just basically an all-star tag match to build to that. A solid match, man. You still got Stoley, we call him Stoley because he stole the Rolly, like my man Sir Smoke-A-Lot said, man. Flaunting Christian Cage watch, man. This is a fire storyline, and I think they're gonna bring it home at Double or Nothing. After that, you got a fire segment. The Death Riders and Will Ospreay continuing this story, man. Dog, I'm loving this backstage vignettes. This time they're outside. They're on the rooftop somewhere. You got John Moxley working on a few choking methods with Wheeler Yuta, man. You got Will Ospreay still working on the neck, making sure it's good. He's gonna be in the Owen tournament, which is fire, man. The backstage segments is fire. This actually led to a match with Will Ospreay and Ace Austin. Now, there's one thing I can say, bro. I do wish the first match Will Ospreay came back was maybe at Double or Nothing, you know what I mean? Maybe it was the match with Samoa Joe. I think AEW might have wasted that idea by having him go against Ace Austin on a random Dynamite, but it's cool, man, you know what I mean? I think the storyline's still fire. I think it's still a lot more story to be told, man. Now you got Will Ospreay in the match with Ace Austin. He got new moves, man. Actually, this is first time ever using or winning with a submission. He take Ace Austin, put him in the arm bar. Ace Austin taps out immediately. This was fire, man. You got Samoa Joe coming out there with the apps. Anthony Bowens and Shibata. Anthony Bowens and Shibata going to the ring to beat the crap out of Will Ospreay, but the Death Riders saved the day. The Yops turned down the smoke. They don't want none of that. Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley is the combination we didn't know we needed, man. Will Ospreay is learning a lot of brawling moves from Jon Moxley. We're seeing his style change a little bit in that match with Ace Austin. He's going to need it because he's going against one of the best brawlers in AEW. We all know a top one is Jon Moxley. Another top one is Samoa Joe. Sometimes I've been forgetting about Samoa Joe. He was out for an injury for a few months, man, but now he's back and he's in the Owen and he has smoke with Will Ospreay because he gave him the open invitation to join the Hops, and of course Will declined. So I think this match should be fire. Speaking of the Owen, let's go through the Owen bracket, man. This is looking like a promising tournament. You got Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland versus Bandito. Both of them matches will be on Double or Nothing. I think this is gonna be hard, man. Mark Davis versus Jungle Jack Perry and Claudio Castagnoli versus Brody King, man. Now, I don't know how y'all looking at this bracket, but if you ask me, I think it's pretty obvious, man. Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland at the finals. And the only thing I'm saying is this. I'm still rooting for Bandito at that round one, man. I got Bandito. I'm praying Bandito to go win, man. We get Swerve Strickland out of the tournament early as possible so we don't have to deal with nothing going left. I think that's the best thing for this tournament. But it's going to be a hard and long hill to climb for Bandito. Swerve Strickland already feeling slighted by AEW management. He already feeling like he got something to prove. What better way to prove it? He's not going to be on Dynamite, it seems like. So now he's going to take the opportunity to enter the Owen and really make a statement be made. This could get good, man. If he does pass his Bandito and he gets the Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland at the end, that Forbidden Door, it could get interesting, man. I think Swerve Strickland might try to rip the neck off of Ospreay's shoulders. The Death Riders, Jon Moxley, we all might need to come together. We got to make sure by all costs, man. If that is going to be the final match at Forbidden Door, we got to make sure Will can make it to London All In, bro. Next, you got Kevin Knight doing an open challenge for the TNT Championship. When I seen this, I wasn't that excited, to be honest. I'm just over open challenges. Obafemi, Darby Allin, Brian Cage, the U.S. title. Just for me, as a wrestling fan, I'm just sick of open challenges, but this was an open challenge that might have made sense, you know what I mean? Just for this week alone. I don't want to see Kevin Knight do open challenges every week. I'm just a little bit sick of it. But this week I understood. We got the return of Brian Cage from the Don Callis family. The Machine comes back. Him and Kevin Knight have a crazy match, but he comes up short. Kevin Knight winds up beating the Machine. Brian Cage retaining the AEW Championship now. I don't know how I feel about this, man. Brian Cage, you know, he's been injured, dog. He's been battling injuries. He's just coming back, dog, and it's like, man, I think Brian Cage should have been put in another spot. I'm glad he had a shot at the TNT title, but come on, this is the Machine. This is the Don Callis family. Come on, man. I need my OG to start working some magic, man, to put Brian Cage in a position where he can actually get some W's under his belt, especially coming back. I'm still happy to see Brian Cage come back. This was a fire match. He's looking like he's in the best shape of his life, so I can't wait to see what they got next for the Machine. Next, you got a backstage segment from Ricochet and The Demand, letting them know, man, he got two people from the Don Callis family that's going to hold him down. Andrade, Mark Davis. Now, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't feeling Andrade body language in this segment, man. I don't know what you getting mad for, man. You with Ricochet, you with The Demand, you get an opportunity to beat up on Chris Jericho, to beat up on the Elite, including Kenny Omega. Remember the guy that cost you a shot at getting the AEW championship? Come on, Andrade. Me and the OG have to have a conversation. The Don Callis family need to have a big meeting because Andrade, Takeshita did something weird a little bit later on that we'll talk about. I don't know what's going on, man. Also backstage, you got the return of Mark Briscoe. Letting it be known, man, the smoke with Tommaso Ciampa isn't over, bro. He need to run that fade back. The first match they had was incredible, man. You know, Tommaso won the TNT champion, his first match in AEW in a fire brawl, dog. So, you know what I mean? They feel like they need to run it back. Tommaso kind of went heel, beat up Mark Briscoe, put him on the shelf for a few weeks, I should say, and now he's back, and we'll see if they're going to do that for Double or Nothing. Next, you got the Triangle of Madness losing against the Brawling Birds and Hikaru Shida, man, and this basically ended in a DQ. Tekla grabs the belt, hit somebody with it, basically a disqualification. This is setting up the match to the four-way match at Double or Nothing. Hikaru Shida, Tekla, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter. I think this is going to be a fire match in a few weeks, y'all. Last but not least, a fire match from Takeshita and Darby Allin. This was crazy, man. Darby Allin, the Scorpion Death to drop on the steel steps. One of the craziest spots I've seen in a long time. You got Takeshita and Darby Allin on the top rope. German suplex from the top rope. Takeshita holds it for the pin. Somehow Darby Allin kicks out. One of the craziest spots I've seen in a while, man. That spot was pulled off to perfection. This is why Takeshita is one of the best in AEW. This is why he's going to have to prove it against Okada once again in a few weeks. I think their second match is going to be a classic, if you ask me, man. Darby Allin, of course he comes out on top. Of course we got to tell the story at Double or Nothing. Darby Allin and MJF. We got to finish that story, man. But, man, Takeshita proved why he should have the AEW gold around his waist. Now, after Darby Allin won the match, man, he's sitting there beat, battered, bruised. MJF comes out, starts speaking to his soul. Said, man, you're an idiot, bro. Week after week, you didn't put your body on the line. You know you got me at the end of the road. And, man, it's inevitable. The story is right there. You know what I mean? Like, Darby Allin just did too much, dog. Pac, Brody King, who else? Kevin Knight, Takeshita, these crazy spots over and over, week after week, man. It's just, Darby Allin is getting tore down. He's going to have a classic match with MJF at the main event, Double or Nothing, but the Triple B is coming back home at the end of the show, man. And he let him know that in the promo. He signed the contract. If he loses, he gets his head shaved. He doesn't have to worry about that because it won't happen. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. What do you think about Raw on Netflix viewership? Poof. 100,000 viewers gone, and more is going to happen, man. Also, what you think about Swerve Strickland? Is it heat with AEW, man? Is he mad at AEW management? If you ask me, man, it's on him. I don't know who let bro into the Owen Hart tournament, but whatever, dog. Also, let me know what you think about Roman Reigns. Is he starting to lose a little bit of aura, man? Usually when Roman Reigns is on Raw on Netflix, the numbers are solid. We don't see hundreds of thousand viewers disappearing. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. It's Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Bam!